when Disney World first opened, Miss Disney was asked to speak at the grand opening since Walt had passed away several months earlier. She was introduced by a gentleman who said, "I just wish Walt could have seen this." Miss Disney stood up, walked over to the podium, and said, "He did."
It's a new day and a new year. Shout it out loud, sing with the crowd. Celebrate 'cause good things are coming. New opportunities are at the door. Hold your head up, drop the sorrow. No regrets now for tomorrow.
Today I want to talk to you about what you see is what you get. Rhonda Burn wrote her highly influential book, The Secret, that later became a blockbuster movie. The universe must deliver the picture you have in your mind about who you are and what you deserve to have, no matter how impossible the situation might seem. One of the lessons I've learned in life is that wealth has very little to do with money. However, it has everything to do with our ability to produce, and perhaps more importantly, our ability to see ourselves as wealthy. This is the reason why economists have said for years now, if you took all the money in the world and divided it equally amongst everyone, in a relatively short amount of time, the exact same people would have it again. Statistics show 1% of the population earns 96% of all the money annually. And I'm convinced this isn't an accident. It's designed that way. I'm also convinced it's not necessarily about what the rich know, as much as it's about what they see. Wealthy people don't see themselves as broke. They don't see themselves as going without. They see themselves as wealthy. They see themselves as making the right business decisions. They see themselves as dominant individuals, and therefore they become and remain dominant. You may have known someone who had acquired massive wealth, lost it, and within a short period got it all back. What played a significant role in these people bouncing back so quickly is the simple fact that they just can't picture themselves as poor. This is congruent with Rhonda Burn's statement about the universe delivering the picture we have in our mind, no matter how impossible the situation might seem. Every single one of us has a picture in our mind about who we are and who we should be. We all see ourselves a certain way. That's why it said, if your vision is limited, your life will be as well. I believe a lot of people would soar to new heights. They'd see their dreams come to pass if they would just start seeing themselves differently. But unfortunately, many people don't. And therefore, they act as their own judge and jury and sentence themselves to a life of mediocrity simply because of the pictures they have in their mind. Typically, I'm a huge proponent that each of us are 100% responsible for our decisions and the consequences that follow. But there might be an exception here. Because for some people, all they saw growing up was negativity and people who chose not to pursue their dreams. And now, in their adult life, they think this type of behavior is normal, even though it's not. You see, when people spend their childhood around others with little hope, little motivation, and low self-esteem, they have to fight that influence all their lives. Because more often than not, when you see the wrong thing, you produce the wrong thing. Let me give you an example. I heard about this story of this German Shepherd. She was pregnant with puppies, and one day when she was walking across the street, a car hit her. Both her back legs were broken. However, she was able to drag herself off the street and back to her house. As the weeks went by, she began to slowly recover. She finally healed, but because her legs weren't properly reset, when she walked, all she could do was drag her back legs. Eventually she had her puppies. They seemed to be healthy, but a few weeks later, when the puppies started walking, just like their mother, they drug their back legs too. The owner was amazed. He thought maybe the puppies had been injured in the accident. So he took them to a veterinarian to have their back legs checked out. The doctor discovered there was nothing wrong with the puppies' back legs. They were perfectly normal. They were simply copying their mother. That's all they'd seen modeled. In their mind, that's the way they were supposed to walk. Unfortunately, this is what's happened to a lot of people. All they saw growing up was people dragging their back legs, so to speak. And now, in their adult life, they're doing the same. The good news is, just like those puppies, there's nothing wrong with their back legs. All they need to do is start seeing the right thing. And the best way I know to see the right thing is to surround yourself with people who are currently living the kind of life you want. Reid Hoffman, co-founder of the online business network LinkedIn and author of the book, The Startup of You, states, the fastest way to change yourself is to hang out with people who are already the way you want to be. I've always been an enormous advocate of doing whatever it takes to get around successful people. And much of my success can easily be attributed to doing just that. To surrounding myself with people who were substantially further along in life than I was, and convincing them to mentor me. Thankfully, many of their good habits rubbed off, and I was able to learn a lot of invaluable lessons from these individuals. Let me close with this. When it comes to what you see is what you get, more of us need to be careful about what we see. Because what goes into our mind affects the way we think. The way we think affects the way we perform. And the way we perform affects the type of lifestyle we live. As always, thank you for watching. I hope I was able to add some value. Please remember to tell your friends about thesecrettosuccess.com, because if you want to keep me around for a long time, you can't keep me a secret.
So say